And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. I'm Gary Kaltbaum, your host. Hey, thanks for being with us today. Glad you're here, ladies and gentlemen. Happy that you are listening. 12th of June, Friday, 2026. Hope you're having a good day. Lots to cover. And maybe today you can call me Gary Coldwater instead of Gary Kaltbaum. By the way, Kaltbaum in German means cold tree. Anyhow. By the way, this is serious talk on everything that affects you. We'll do the markets, the economy, your job, your industry, SpaceX, tariffs, war, and a lot of bull crap. And if you do not get this radio show in your city, we'll post it at GaryK.com. We'll also post on our X feed. If you don't follow us on X, you should. Just put our name in. If you like to email me, just be nice. Just be respectful. That's all. I had a guy on Twitter today said I was a Nazi lover because I wouldn't say that Trump and Elon Musk are Nazis. That's what I got to deal with every now and then. Okay. We have this little line on this radio show. We don't tell you what to buy, what to sell, what to short, or what to cover. But what we will do is tell you what we think. And sometimes what we will do is give you numbers, hard facts. My favorite one we've ever done is when Rivian came public and they had almost the market cap of GM and Ford put together, even though they had no sales but delivered 40 cars to employees, while GM and Ford had a sales of 200 and something billion. And we just said to you, flippantly but meaningfully, oh, Rivian's a $10 stock. And of course it went there. Where's Rivian's stock now? I know they do a lot of business now. They are selling a lot of cars. It's $16. But I think, when I read somewhere, every time they sell the car, they lose thousands of dollars. I read that somewhere. So SpaceX. So let me read something to you, if you don't mind. SpaceX, at the initial public offering today, had a $1.77 trillion market cap. That's shares times price. You got that? $18.7 billion in revenues. Walmart has a little over half of SpaceX valuation at $959 billion. But they have $713 billion in revenues. 40 times the revenues of SpaceX, but half the valuation. Let me applaud Wall Street for a change. Initial indications today on the $135 IPO, initial public offering, was SpaceX was going to open at $175. And then about 20 minutes later, I saw 166. And then an hour later, I saw 158. And then I saw 150, and that's where basically they opened SpaceX out with a $15 premium to the price. Subsequently, it went as high as 176 and closed at 161, I believe. By the way, the symbol SPCX. I have read that 4,400 people became millionaires that worked for SpaceX because of this. I had something else that I had Let me see if I can find it. I had to read this to you. If I can find it. Bear with me. Come on. No, can't find it. Darn it. Oh, there it is. You ready? Juan Hernandez immigrated from Mexico and took a $28 an hour contractor welding job in 2015 with SpaceX. The company gave him equity of $10,000 and let him buy more shares through payroll deductions. His stake is now worth $880,000. Trevor Heiss' parents want him to take a stable job at GE. He picked SpaceX instead, stayed 12 years, and accumulated over 100,000 shares. 13.5 million. Just letting you know. Fabulous. This is what we talk about all the time here. How the CEO of Disney World now, which is the theme parks, which is the hotels, anything, water parks, started as a captain of the Jungle Cruise boat. We love that. We love that. We love upward mobility. We love success stories. This is marvelous. But it's also unfortunate when all's said and done. This is one man's opinion. We're not telling you what to do. If this company was selling pipes, it closed today at 161 and change. I think it'd be about $15. What? Yeah. I will go on a search right now. What is the normal price to sales for S&P stocks? 2.5 times sales. SpaceX came public at over 100 times sales. Now, granted, they are going to grow their sales. They are. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the here and now. Why? What do we tell you about valuations? It's a simple theme. Valuations. The market will go to where valuations are normalized eventually, no matter what they do. And if we go into some sort of bearish phase, it's not going to $10. It's not they sell pipes. But I could foresee this stock down at $75. That's not a prediction. It's not a guess. I'm just going by valuation. But they opened it well. I have absolutely no clue what it does next week. I don't know whether I will tell you this, they will defend the hell out of the 150. That's the open. They will defend the hell out of the 150. I can promise you that. Like grim death, they will defend that number. So we're just letting you know the valuation is off the frickin' charts. But there's something else that is not being considered when looking at valuation. Don't you think? What else should be considered when you look at valuation for SpaceX? What else should be considered? Well, we know about Starlink, and that's going to grow. What just happened to a Blue Origin rocket? Anybody know? It blew up. Now, we're not the voice of grim death or anything, but what if one of their rockets? What if? And if it does occur, let's hope it's just like Blue Origin, that nobody's on the rocket. Has anybody accounted for that risk? No. So just letting you know, for all I know, it goes to $200 next week. Seriously. Just remember, valuation price is based on what people are willing to pay. in size. Just like Bitcoin and Ethereum and what they did throughout the years. Just like Dogecoin that came out as a comedy act and went from zero, I don't know what the price was at the high. But as we always say, eventually valuations will matter. Up next, more on that. Oh, and then the war. This is the one only Investor's Edge. And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. Do you know on satellite radio, they have all these different types of channels? They have one, it's channel 156, and it's the Pro Wrestling Channel. It's 24/7 of professional wrestling shows. And as you know, I'm a fanatic. As you know, I've been to hundreds and hundreds of shows, starting in 74, 75, going to Miami Beach Convention Center each Wednesday to see Dusty Rhodes beat the bad guy. I should do a show on that network. I listen to the others, and they're terrific. They got wrestlers on there and some people that have been on the shows. I should do a show on professional wrestling. That would be cool. I was listening in. Boy, there's some smart people on there. Anyway, just letting you know. Back on SpaceX. Let me repeat a few things just so you understand where I'm coming from. I have no clue what happens to the stock in the short run. Maybe it goes to 200 from here. Maybe it goes to 300. What? 300? Gary, you're saying value it. Hey, life is crazy in the markets. It will tend to do crazy things. We know that. We've seen it for many years at different times. People catch on to things because it does this, that, and the other thing. So we're just letting you know we don't know in the short run. It did close at 161 after hitting 176. By the way, it's 163 in the aftermarket on a Friday. So it's up a little in the aftermarket. Yippee yay yay. Terrific. We're just letting you know. The valuation is nuts. That's all. The valuation is nuts. And the only way you get a valuation like that is because everything is nuts. I guess now with it at 163, 135, $28 more, it's another 20%. It's near a $2 trillion market cap with $18 billion in revenues and losses. And by the way, they're going to have losses for a while because of the spend. No doubt. No doubt. It's sheer insanity. And we say that and at the same time say, maybe it goes to 200 or 300. Maybe it goes to a $5 trillion market cap. I don't know. Just keep everything we're telling you in your little file manager. Do that. Why would I say to do that? Because how many times through the years have we said this and it did come to fruition? Every time. There's a simple rule. It's a simple rule. Eventually, valuations will matter. That's all. I do want to let you know also, and again, this is a little bit of the downside of the market. For the last 3 or 4 weeks, I have been watching pundits shouting at you, touting at you, buy the hell out of all the rocket and space stocks because the valuation of SpaceX is going to make their valuation go, well, boom, 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 boom. Well, DXYZ, the Destiny Tech 100, has gone from 72 to 29, down another 25% today. How about symbol ASTS, has gone from 133 to 82, down 15% today. How about Rocket Labs, which, by the way, the doofuses at the S&P put that into the S&P 500 today. I don't know exactly when it goes in. That was down 11% today. That's gone from 151 to 102 in the last 3 weeks. How about symbol PL? Has gone from 51 3/4 to 31 in the last 2 weeks. How about the symbol NASA? There's a symbol NASA. It's space stuff. 4260 to 32. That's actually a good one. And by the way, I have to mention this one. Virgin Galactic came out as a SPAC. Remember that? It was a $10 SPAC, just so you know. They had to do a 1-for-20 reverse split because of how low the stock went, and it's still $3.91 right now. A 1-for-20 reverse split, that means the stock right now is 20 cents from $10. That was a space stock. By the way, has never got off the ground, I guess. No pun intended. So just letting you know the downside of some things. And by the way, I hope SpaceX stock keeps going higher. Just like we've been bearish on Bitcoin and Ethereum and crypto since November 4th, we don't want it going lower. We'd rather go higher because we know so many people have it, because I keep getting emails from people asking about it, which tells me they're still in it. Which takes us to the market. So I cannot get into the market without talking about the war. Well, we are told there's a deal. Our side has put out what the deal supposedly is. Iran has put out what the deal is supposedly is, and it is like the Sharks and the Jets from West Side Story. No agreement whatsoever. Yet people keep coming out and saying a deal is done, which is weirding me out. Our side is saying that they are going to give up nuclear. They say, screw you. Our side is saying there's no way they're getting any money until they perform. They're saying, we're getting money or there is no deal. So I don't know what the hell's going on, but the market believed our side as it romped yesterday and romped again today with news. But by the way, we're hearing from Pakistan saying there's a deal. So who the hell knows? I don't know. Up next, but my opinion on what we're seeing, and then we'll get right into them markets. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. Okay. Let me say a few things. If Iran gets a crap load of money, I will rip the stuffings out of this president, because he was ripping Obama for years about Obama sending $1.5 billion in cash. It's being reported, I don't believe it, that the United Arab Emirates had agreed on part of this deal, with our side knowing about it, has agreed to release a total of $10 billion to Iran. $3 billion has already been delivered. Other sources with knowledge put the total funds at $20 billion. If this is, I don't believe it. But if we find out it's true, that means the art of the deal from this president is the art of the steal. Just letting you know. And I'm rooting for him, and I stand by him. But there's been so many freaking inconsistencies over the last 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 days that my head's spinning. I got vertigo. But the market believed him. And was up big yesterday after dumping the day before, and had a pretty good day today. That's the story. And then we're hearing this, which pisses me off even more. Supposedly, and we're going to find all this out, what's interesting enough, our side have yet to put out exactly what the deal is. It's all been by somebody else saying what the deal is. You ready for this one? Supposedly, the president has agreed to let Iran retain its civilian nuclear program. What? That would be freaking insane, because everybody knows that their civilian nuclear program is actually, their weaponry nuclear program. I mean, what in blue hell is going on here? Are we just dealing with amateurs? I saw somebody today on TV saying, oh, he's the art of the deal president, the great negotiator, deal. He's the worst! All right, back to the markets. Dow up 350, and of course you know what moved. Goldman Sachs and Caterpillar were up, let's see, 424, 275 of the 350 Dow points. As those two go, the Dow will have a huge, and either way. Why? Goldman is, besides Caterpillar, which is just below it, Goldman is basically 2.5 to 3 times bigger than the next one after Caterpillar as importance and an influence. In the Dow, I have to mention a few things. Apple acting like crap since they are a little confab. Down $4 today. Amazon down another 3, acting like crap. But good day for banks. Goldman was up 27. JP Morgan, which has been a weak one, was up $7 today. And nothing else was down of note. Nike was down another $1 to 45. When are they taking Nike out of the Dow? They really need to, and they need to take Verizon out of the Dow because they don't even matter. They don't even register. S&P up 37. NASDAQ only up 79. It was only up 20 with a couple of minutes to go. What I'm weirded out on, and I can't figure it out yet, the NASDAQ was up 79, but the NASDAQ 100 was up 189. That weirded me out. Do you know why? Because the big mega caps, Amazon was down, Meta was down, Microsoft finally went into the green by a little, Netflix was down, I'll have to take, and Apple was down. Also of note, though, good day for the banks, I said, and good day for financials. A good day for steel and some of the metals and mining. With oil prices down $3, so the airline's a little bit better. Cruise line's a little bit better, but nothing fantastic. The hotels are stronger. I wouldn't call them strong. And just overall decent, except the advanced declines on the NASDAQ, only 26 to 21. Much better on the NYSE. But most importantly, the market acts well to a deal getting done with Iran. Just don't blink. The semiconductors had a good day today. Bounced pretty well early. Some of the AI stocks had a pretty good day. Gold bounced a little bit more with silver. The building construction stocks that were under pressure bounced also. And there's your market. 10-year yield was up, though. Going to be watching that. We're almost 4.5 on the 10-year, and we're almost 5 on the 30. I wouldn't want to see both those go through those numbers, the 4.5 and the 5. Considering I'm going to be buying a house soon, I'd like to see the 10-year yield come down more. Anything else sticking out today in a big way? No, just it's a good day. Foreign markets, fine. Not all. But good day. And the semiconductors led, again. Not all. But that's muy importante. I've yet to do my scans. I think I know I'm going to find. And we'll head into next week. Which, by the way, is a shortened week because Friday is Juneteenth. Newer holiday. What is it, a few years old? And you know what Juneteenth is, right? You do know, right? I bet you a lot of people don't know. It's June 19th, 1865. Blacks were enslaved. They received word of the freedom. That's the story. End of slavery. And I gotta tell you, I think about that often. Holy crap. Huh? You know, when I was a kid, as I told you, I was down at Sonesta. And a lady would not let me or my friend in. We were at a tennis tournament into a restaurant because he was black and I was Jewish. That was like 73. 74, I think. And we still have some of that today. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Quite the world. The good news is, pretty sure that's the minority. Well, I hope. Of course, it has bubbled up in some things. Let's hope things get better. So what a week. What a week. You ready for the week? With all the wild swings? The Dow on the week was up 0.6%. Just remember, we had a 950-point Dow day. Welcome to my world. The S&P was up 0.6%. The NASDAQ, 0.7%. The NASDAQ 100, 2%. I gotta look up why, because I gotta tell you, I don't think the big names in the NASDAQ 100 performed too well. That's the week. And then, of course, SpaceX. Next up we hear is Anthropic and OpenAI. Two more monsters. Hey, up next, this, that, and the other thing, and so we head to the weekend. This is the one only Investor's Edge. So, you know, I'm a spur-of-the-moment type guy. As I told you, I'm going for business next Thursday. I'm going to Europe, just for a week. And just so you know, I take 4 laptops with me. At 3:30 p.m. the market opens and closes at 10, and I'm in front of them. But I must tell you, I still haven't planned it out yet. I'm flying in and out of London. I don't know where I'm going yet. I really don't. I spent an hour last night saying, do I do this? Do I do that? Do I do this? Do I do that? Do I want to go to a couple of places? Do I want to stand still at one? Best thing about Europe, so many places are so close. 2-hour drive, a 2-hour flight, a 3-hour train, direct. Speaking of flights, as I said, spur of the moment, I've been thinking, I'm going to fly to San Antonio tonight or tomorrow morning and go to the Knicks game tomorrow night. And in fact, there are no seats left on any flights from New York to San Antonio because a bunch of New Yorkers are going. So I went and looked at tickets. $12,000 is the cheapest ticket for the nosebleed section as of this second. $12,000 in San Antonio because of demand from New Yorkers. That's what's going on. And if I don't want them going back home. I'm hope they win this game. But if they do Game 6 in New York, that crap's going to be $20,000 for the cheapest ticket. And then I'll really have a decision to make. I'm worried. San Antonio, I got to tell you, that was a terrible loss. I watched a couple of their press conferences. They look like a confident team. I think they're going to go out there. I think they forgot about it. Now they're playing a very good, resilient Knicks team. And I don't think the Knicks have played well at all yet, and they're still up 3-1. So if San Antonio runs into a good Knicks game, I'm ready. Tomorrow night. I won't answer any phone calls. I will get in front of the TV with my father's picture next to me. My dog, Winston, by my side. And there we go. 1972, 1973, last time. As Red Fox used to say in Sanford and Son, Elizabeth, this is the big one. I can't begin to tell you what this means. Some of you may know what this means that are real fans of their teams, but I just cannot begin to tell you. That's tomorrow night. And my wife is up in New York right now tending to my grandson, so I'll be all alone, so I can yell out F-bombs and every word and not have to worry. I will not answer the door. I may order stone crabs. I'm going to have to look at Joe's, see if they can deliver tomorrow. I'm pretty sure they can do it in one day. You ever been to Joe's Stone Crabs in Miami? All right. I don't know what else to tell you. I told my peeps today, flip a coin. Do you think this thing... we are in a situation... Last year was the tariffs. Now the war. We got more than 2 years left of this president. I am in hopes that nothing else bubbles up. That's all I can say. As I've said, Biden was never around. Seriously. Trump is always around. I'd be thrilled, and this is not an attack. Just less of them. Take a day off. Say nothing. Do nothing. I don't think it's in him. But we stand by him, wish him well, hope his decisions are correct and does good things. But you know where I stand on a lot of things. You know where I stand. The market itself, as long as it trades above moving averages, okay. If it breaks below, not okay. The NASDAQ held the 50-day moving average within 10 points this week. And, of course, had the big bounce yesterday because of the change of complexion with going from we're going to bomb the S out of them to Oh, well, we've been having discussions and everything's great now. And now this. There is differing things coming out from everybody on where this is headed, except there's a deal. But it looks like there's two different deals. I'm hopes we can come back Monday and it's all frickin' done. I can't promise you that. We can only hope. That's all. Back on SpaceX. Nothing personal on the valuation part. Don't let me stop you if you're interested in the stock. We tell you facts when it comes to valuations. Not hard to figure out. Here's the revenue. Here's whether they earn or lose money. By the way, here's the market cap. You want to pay $2 trillion for a company with $18 billion and with $5 billion in losses last year? God bless you. If you bought it today on the open at 150, in the aftermarket right now it's 164. You're up 9%. Oh, a little more than 9. We didn't. Oh, by the way, it was 176 at one time today. You had a real good trade. So don't let us stop you. But consult your own sleep indicator. And as I said, I'm pretty sure there is no way they're going to let that 150 go by. Unless the market takes a crapper. So you all have a great weekend. Drive carefully. When you get home, do like we do. Quite simple. Make sure you hug your family, hug your children. They will feel better. You will feel better. I promise. Stay well. Be well. Go Knicks! Have a great one, everybody. Until Monday. Bye-bye.